What can the Kim Kardashian and Teyana Taylor drama teach us about divorce? Grab your stick, grab your drink. Let's get into this thing right now.
Pop it, smoke it, drink it down. With your boys, it got Jeff around. Feel the vibe, we're set to roll. Let's play, let's lose control. Sip a drink and smoke will swirl. Join the convo around the world. Relationships we dissect slow. Current events, we let them flow.
What up, what up, what up? It's your boy JB coming right back at you, and you know what it is. It's the Smoke Something, Drink Something podcast. I'm the real cigar Jeff. Y'all do me a favor, man. Look down the description below. Support the channel. Get the merch. Make sure you hit that subscribe button as soon as you come into the building. A lot of y'all watching our stuff, but you're not hitting subscribe, man. Go ahead and show the channel some love. It really helps us out with the algorithm. And of course, man, y'all know when it's time to do the weekly podcast, we talking about Kim Kardashian and Kanye West, Iman Shumpert and Teyana Taylor, this divorce drama. What can we learn? And whenever I got to talk about relationships, y'all know I got to bring in my resident divorce expert. I'm going to let her introduce herself and tell y'all what she's sipping on tonight.
Thanks, JB, for having me back. I am not a divorce expert. Have not ever even been married, but tonight,
It don't matter. How many people you deal with in that divorce?
a
Or
lot.
about to go through it? A
So
lot.
this what I'm sipping on tonight. My Di
Ooh,
Serrano Velvet
yeah, okay.
cream
All right.
liqueur. I just got a little bit because we ain't gonna keep you long, as they say.
We ain't gonna keep you
Which
long,
means
guys.
it's gonna be like 4
Carolina,
hours.
Carolina, Carolina about to play. We about to get it out here.
Yeah, for all the haters. Yeah. No, you know all the controversy with the Tar Heels being in the
They
play-in.
shouldn't have been. People saying they shouldn't have been in, dog.
No, but you should have been Carolina. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. Yeah, I'm hyped for this game.
Hey, look, guys, we ain't got long tonight. She don't play no
Showed up.
Carolina tonight. She don't play, so
Showed
we
up.
got to get in, we got to get in, get on, get off, bruh. That's what we got to do tonight. Appreciate you being on, Rondo. I'm gonna have to get some of that Di Serrano Velvet. It's been a while since I've had some Di Serrano, but I might have to get that. I hadn't seen that in Total Wine the last time I was in there.
Yeah.
You like it though?
Oh, I love it. This
What do
probably
you
like
what
my.
are you mixing it? What are you mixing it with?
Oh, I just drink it on the rocks. It's
Good
just
stuff.
like Bailey's or something,
Oh,
or I'll put it in my hot chocolate or something. It normally comes
okay,
out around Christmas time. It normally comes out
okay,
around Christmas time. But I think they carry it
okay.
year round now in some stores. But
Still, is it cold up there with you right now in Charlotte?
no, man, it was, well, no, it was 30 some degrees this morning, but it probably got up to
Okay,
about
did it warm up?
70 today. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All
Hmm.
right, glad to have y'all on, man. That's the reason why I call the resident divorce expert. Y'all don't understand the reason why I call Rhonda my expert.
I don't know either.
Resident, because there's the people. Look, Rhonda dealing with everybody. There's a reason people on that table. And man, cause look, Rhonda deal with a lot of people. And when you learn that people are dealing with these people, you say, okay, what advice would you give? It ain't the advice she giving to them, but what I'm saying to you, she hear a lot of things that she can give y'all some insight on. So that's
Mm.
why the resident marriage expert, resident relationship expert, resident divorce expert, anything the title is gonna be, that's what she's the expert on,
No, but
right?
okay.
That's what it's gonna be. That's what it's gonna be. If you want to have your resident expert, start your own podcast. And when she on this podcast, she an expert. I don't know what she is outside of the podcast, but on this podcast,
I'm an
she
expert, period.
we gonna get on this thing. Guys, I got my CI bundle tonight. Found one in the bottom of the humidor. Actually pretty pleased about that. Of course, guys, drinking out of the merch. I'll make sure merch description is below. I got my transfusion again tonight. For all of y'all that don't know what transfusion is, I got my goose. I got my Grey Goose. My Seagram's ginger ale. Top that thing off with a little grape juice. So, transfusion, cigar. I'm acting like I'm golfing, but we're going to get into this thing right now. Now, guys, look, y'all have seen the news, man. Kanye and Kim going at it. Teyana Taylor and Iman Shumpert. Those were his two of the story. And this divorce thing, guys, what can this divorce stuff teach us? Rhonda, when you heard from me and I told you what it was going to be about, Tell me what was going through your head.
I don't know if I really had any thoughts, per se, because I think it was just I was like, well, dang, that's interesting. She trademarked their names. That's pretty cool. Like I don't even know that was a thing like that, right? Like as a baby. So I thought that that was cool, but like I mean, but when is there's always something with them or him
Yes.
or her or what? Like it's always something. So I didn't know what to think. But when I saw the Teyana Taylor one, I'm like, listen, man, she would have fine goddamn man that brother Mustafa.
So, so you think Iman Shumpert? You think Iman Shumpert?
No, I said who she with now.
Who she with now?
Mustafa.
Okay.
Yes. She good. Whatever he got, whatever Imam got to give her, okay, girl. But you with Mustafa now.
Okay. So she get
Mustafa.
all that and got the 5 man. Is that what you
Yes.
saying?
Right. I ain't
Look.
mad at it. No, I mean, look, she put in her time, as they say. You know,
Mm-hmm.
she put in her time with that marriage and stuff. Like she loved that man. She loved him, you know. But hey, it's just what it is. They got 2 kids out of it. Um, yeah. And I don't think it was that I don't think it was that messy out. Like, you know, I don't think they were they fighting and stuff in the beginning or something,
Yeah. Yeah.
or has it just
It
taken
got a
this
little
long
ugly
for
there.
it to come to a head? Because
Yes,
I'm like, I haven't
it's been
seen
going
them.
on. It's been going on for a while. Of course, we know Kanye and Kim divorced a long time ago,
Mm-hmm.
and Iman Shumpert, they just had their uh, divorce finalized.
Yeah,
Now, I gotta tell you, Rhonda, when I first saw it, Rhonda always tells people don't get married,
absolutely.
right? Now, the number one
10
cause of
toes down.
divorce, the number one cause of divorce is marriage. Now, the reason I want to do this podcast is a lot of people don't understand divorce don't fix nothing. Divorce don't fix nothing. And Rhonda just said Teyana Taylor got the new man, all this kind of stuff. But divorce follows you everywhere you go. Don't get me wrong, a bad marriage follows you everywhere you go too. But what the reason why I did this podcast is people got to understand the only thing worse than marriage is divorce. So we got Kim Kardashian and Kanye arguing, and I got the articles up. I don't even know if I need to read them, but just to give y'all a brief synopsis. Kim is mad at Kanye because Kanye has put North on a track with Diddy. Okay, and Kanye released the text messages, and now everybody knows that Kim trademarked the names, and Kim
Yeah, it's
tried to
pretty
get a
hot. Yeah, I
judge to
like
stop
that.
it, right?
Yeah.
And one of the things you guys got to understand is this is a business. Marriage is a business. Children are a business. Divorce is a business. Ain't nobody thought about trademarking their children's name. They got a plan for them
Pretty
kids
cool.
before
Yeah,
them kids even came out.
absolutely.
These kids are a business, and one of the things people are seeing them fight. Kanye and Kim are having business fights. They not having parenting disagreements, right? This is a business.
Well, I don't know how many
Kim is
kids
saying,
gonna sign up for their kids to be on a Diddy track. Come on now. Under
"Oh, now
under
see,
Diddy
I'm gonna
now.
tell you, Ron,
Under Diddy
I'm
now.
gonna tell you like this. I think Kanye, I think Kanye know exactly what he's doing. Diddy's trial is about to start. They just delayed it. Diddy's trial is about to start. Diddy knows. I mean, Kanye knows if he does this, he'll be in the news. Now, North didn't get involved with Puffy or anything like that, but Rhonda, guys, what Rhonda said is absolutely true. Anybody, I don't know anybody who would do it. But that's what makes Kanye Kanye. And guess what, guys? Why the judge didn't stop it? Why the
Cause
judge didn't
he
stop it?
like Diddy too.
Kanye has shared custody. Kanye got shared custody, right? What Kim did is just like what Drake trying to do with Kendrick Lamar. You trying to go through the courts to stop Kanye, but the problem is North is becoming more like Kanye every day versus becoming more like Kim. Northwest out of control. And I ain't saying it in a bad way. I'm just saying she's more like her dad than she is her mom. But the trademark in the name, guys, that's the most baller move I've ever seen.
I
You
listen,
already
man. I
know.
ain't mad at it. Ain't mad at it.
You already know
But
your
you
kid
got a
is
trademarkable
gonna be
name?
something.
I know I don't.
No, I don't know. Don't nobody care about Jeff Bond. Don't nobody care about Jeff Bond, Real Cigar Jeff. Don't nobody care about JB. Don't nobody care about
But I
nothing.
think that's
Right?
pretty cool. That's pretty cool, man.
And guys, so I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem because if North wants to get into that game, you're gonna be working with people that may not have the lifestyle you agree with. But I can tell you like this: Kanye know how to stay in the news, and North loves Kanye. He loves the girlfriend Bianca or the wife Bianca. So my
Does it?
point to you guys is, oh yeah, love being over there with him. Because Kanye does his thing. Kanye does his thing. And then y'all look at the Teyana Taylor thing. She got the houses. She got the retirement accounts. He got to pay $8,000 a month in child support. It appears that she got a hell of a deal in that settlement, right? And now you saying she got a man that's fine. You think he finer
Oh,
than
Mustafa?
Iman? Yeah.
Oh
You think
yeah.
he finer than Iman?
So what now?
That's where. Well, if I'd have
Oh
lost
well,
all my
yeah. I
money
won't
and
even
she got
compare.
with
I
a
won't even compare them because that man did his thing in The Shy. Now I watched the show The Shy now. Mom was in there. He was doing his thing now. So I can't. But no. They just she has an exotic look, and the new guy has an exotic. I think they look great together. I think they look.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
And I'm gonna
yeah.
tell y'all like this, man. Tiana Taylor, I ain't got no hate for. I ain't got no hate for Iman. I ain't got no hate for Kim. I ain't got no hate for Kanye. But guys, the reason I'm doing this is because one of the things we talk about is again, all this stuff is a business. All this stuff is a business, and what you got to learn is divorce just means you fighting externally than fighting internally. When you hear me make that comment, Rhonda, what you think?
Well, but people are tired. That's what I think. When you get to divorce point, you tired, man. At this point, all right, we done exhausted every avenue that we could possibly. There is no mediation. There is no date night. There is no let's get away. There's none of that. So of course you're doing it externally because you just can't take it anymore. So here we are. And but I know some people and religions like no divorce whatsoever. But at some point, if things just don't work out, they just don't work out. But I do know for regular people,
Yes,
we got to stick in this thing. We got to make this
but
thing work. You sleep over here, I'm gonna sleep over here. We come together when we need to, as far as being outwardly with the kids, fake in front of our friends and our
yes,
parents and what have you.
yes,
Let's do that.
yes,
Let's do that.
yes. Guys, why am I saying this to you? Y'all look at the money. Y'all look at the money being spent. And everybody who's broke thinks that if we can have some money and we can do some stuff, our relationship can be better. Guys, what I'm trying to tell you is if you find yourself being married, the only thing harder than marriage is divorce. Because better the enemy I know that's in the house versus the person now that's living separately from me. Right? So better the enemy I know than the enemy I don't know. And I can tell y'all like this, a lot of people ain't gonna agree. But the reason I'm saying what can we learn is when Kim and Kanye first set out, when Teyana Taylor and Iman Shumpert, it ain't strong, is it? With
It
Teyana
is just a
Taylor,
little bit.
when they set out, this was not the intention, guys. But I need to let everybody know. Divorce don't mean you single again. There's a reason why they call it divorce.
You know.
That strong, that soul tie is still there. Say what, Ron?
Not just said, oh, because to me you single again.
Oh,
Mhm.
I see. There's a reason, guys, why they ask you, are you single, married, or divorced? And you guys got to understand, you can't get unmarried. You can't become single again. You are divorced.
Well, it sounds
That's why
like you
you
can't
have to
even
always,
get your passport without proving that if you divorce. I think you got to bring
well,
documentation.
you got to bring all that documentation because
Yeah.
guess what, guys? The way this country is set up, and here's what happens. If you are in a relationship, I think everybody now, I think, man, you stop shaking like that. I think if everybody, y'all got to know how daddy used to do that all the time when he was drinking a glass. But if you're in a relationship now, I think everybody recognizes if you're going to get into a formal relationship, y'all got to understand, Kim and Kanye had a prenup. I'm pretty sure Iman Shumpert and Teyana Taylor had some type of prenup. Prenups don't mean nothing now, right? And I think, Rhonda, it's at a time where I know you say it all the time on every podcast, but is marriage obsolete? That's the question I want to ask. Is marriage obsolete?
I mean, I wouldn't say it's obsolete because you're still going to have people that let their faith drive them with no matter what they
Mm-hmm.
do instead of looking at the
Mm-hmm.
realness of it all. And that's whether people choose to be celibate, monogamous, or in a relationship or have multiple spouses or whatever the case may be. I think there's always going to be a desire for marriage. Um, and whether they call it a relationship or whatever people want to call it, I think it's going to always be a desire there, and I think it's always going to be societal pressure there, like to be married, because again, the
Even,
government benefits from you being married.
but even with tradition as we know it dying, do you think marriage is also dying? I ain't saying people won't be in relationships.
Well, no, first of all, marriage been dead. I
Okay.
was watching something that lady said, I'm dead on the inside. Marriage is dead on the inside. But hey, we look good though. We out here. You know
Where
what I'm
them
saying?
fans at?
See, there you go. Go on, sing it, man. You know you want to.
Where them fans
So,
at? That song got me.
so, so no, I think people love the weddings. I think people love all the
Yes.
things leading up to that. But
Mm-hmm.
as far as like a absolute real marriage, you probably could count on both hands, like who that's married that you just like, oh, okay, they seem solid. And even then, they're not solid. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So I
Guys,
think I think people are here for it just because that's what we're supposed to do. That's what the Bible says, or whatever book you follow
yeah.
or faith you follow. But marriage been
Guys,
dead.
guys, look, when we talk about what can we learn from this drama, I'm gonna tell y'all like this. I don't see why anybody now, I don't see why anybody now would think, because see, here's what's happening. It's one thing when it's happening with a certain socioeconomic class. But now when you see all socioeconomic classes dealing with the same thing, that's a problem.
Hmm.
You got Kim and Kanye fighting. Kanye released the text message. If I'm Kim, I'm not even texting Kanye again. But then it's like, okay, well, we can talk through attorneys, right?
But you
At
got
the
the
end of the day,
kids,
because
though. Again, you got the
no, but
kids.
we got to hire a mediator. We got to hire a mediator because if you're gonna release my conversations, that's a problem. Now, look, I'm a Kanye fan. Not with some of the crazy stuff he does, but I'm saying I'm a fan of his music. I'm a fan of his old school songs, right? But if you know that you texting this person and this person screenshotting everything and saving everything so they can leave it out, but at the end of the day, too, Kim trying to act like she's this loving mother, but realistically, these kids are just a business for her too. You see what I'm saying? Like, don't act like you the better parent, when realistically,
Well, he's
neither one
he's
of them.
making it easy though for her to appear to be the better parent. He's
Yes, he
making it
does.
real easy.
And you
Um,
come over here to Teyana Taylor. I don't know what Iman Shumpert did. I don't know what Iman Shumpert did, but for her to get that kind of a deal, I don't know what he did in order for that type of deal to happen. And now, don't get me wrong, ain't nobody saying what he got. But for you to have to give up that amount and pay that amount in child support, and we don't hear nothing you pretty much receive. And let's be honest, guys, Teyana Taylor
well, he probably
gonna
did
have a lot
something.
more.
He probably did
Well,
him
he
something
probably
that was
did.
kind of
We
like,
don't know. We don't
yeah.
know. I didn't do that research. But Teyana Taylor still can play her role at a high level. Iman Shumpert's career is over. Now, don't get me
Well,
wrong.
does he
He may
still
have a
play? Does
podcast.
he still does he
No,
still play?
mm-mm,
Oh, okay.
mm-mm.
Maybe
I
does
want
he
to
have
say
a
this.
podcast or something?
I think he may have a podcast. Y'all get down in the comment section. Let me know. He made over. I want to say he made almost 50 million in his NBA career.
Hmm.
And so y'all got to understand, man. I'm an Iman Shumpert fan too when he played with Cleveland. Also two guys. He played at Georgia Tech, and back when Georgia Tech was, I'm an ACC guy. So at the end of the day, anybody who played the ACC, we gonna
Hmm.
root for him. Played for the Knicks and all that kind of stuff. Cool guy. But what I'm trying to say, guys, is that my question is marriage obsolete? Because the courts are involved, and I think at some point, these people had prenups. They had parenting plans. Why is it not working? Because nothing you do gonna override that emotion. And that's why if I'm divorced, what did I fix? If I'm divorced, what did I fix? I'm still dealing with this person. Like Rhonda said, even if I go try to do a passport, I got to bring all this documentation. I got to bring all this documentation, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it's just crazy. It's just crazy right now. Is marriage obsolete? And I got to say, guys, it won't happen in my lifetime. But I think the government gonna pull out of. I think the government gonna pull out of marriage at some point. I think the government gonna pull out of marriage at some point. Where it's, hey, this is a private contract. Show me the
No, I
contract
think it's
that
a
you
money
have.
maker. I think it's a money maker. I think it's whatever. I don't think that they'll.
Divorce is a moneymaker. Marriage ain't.
But I'm saying, but more than likely you're gonna end up divorced. Like more
But
than
my
likely,
point,
divorced or
see,
dead,
Ronald,
one
here's
or
the
the
deal.
other.
Here's the deal, though, guys. The courts deal with private contracts every day. The courts deal with private contracts every day. And at the end of the day, you don't see people walking away like this. Why? Because there were some agreements made up front. And certain contracts are held null and void if it's not written correctly and all this kind of stuff. You're seeing people with the best lawyers putting these prenups together and they still dealing with crap. But that doesn't happen even if I go against my enemy in business. All right, you ain't gonna lose everything. You gonna lose. The contract has to be written properly first, right? That's the first thing. But now, if you look at the Iman Shumpert situation, and let's just say, man, you're a regular degular 9 to 5 guy. See, one of the things you're finding out right now is what the hell, what are you gonna do in those situations? Because I'm gonna tell you guys, growing up the way we did, you always think if you had more money, things would be better. But realistically, brother, what are they showing us? They fighting just like we fighting.
Yeah, but look, at least the chances of him paying that $8,000 a month, he gonna do it. Us regular folks, you don't know what that joker gonna do. You hope
Well,
he give
that's why
you
the state.
50. You hope he give
That's
you
why the
50.
state take it. That's why the state take it out of their check. That's why the state take it out of their check. And Rhonda, right? This is why. What can we learn, guys? When you see stuff happening at the celebrity level, it's even worse at our level. It's even worse at our level, and that's what
So
I
I
think
think for
marriage
regular folks, what you're saying about divorce, what you say about divorce is that the thing worse than marriage is divorce. I
divorce.
think for people with
Yeah,
money, it works though. Like I think with people with money, because if they still doing decent, okay, man, like yeah, let me just go and pay that and get on up out of here. Yeah, you can have these properties. I can get me some more. Blah blah
glad you
blah
just
blah
preached.
blah. But I think
You just preached.
regular folks, they gonna fight over every inch, penny, nickel, dime,
Yes, because it
toenail. They're gonna
defines
fight
them.
over all of that.
It defines them. But let me say this to y'all. Let me say this to y'all when you know you can get divorced. If your earning potential still has growth, if your earning potential still has, Teyana Taylor, look at what she got, guys. Everything, and Teyana Taylor is still a upward trajectory actress, right? She winning.
Yeah, she
She just
bad
got
now, like all the way
catapulted.
around. Like
She just
she doing her
look, and I'm
thing.
gonna tell y'all. Let me tell y'all. I just like them coming to America too. A lot of people didn't like
Oh, I
that,
didn't
but
see it. I hadn't seen it.
I liked her in coming to America too. And I think one of the things that you'll find about Teyana Taylor is she still has an upward trajectory. I don't know what Iman Shumpert is going to do, right? He's very well respected in the NBA circles and that kind of thing. My guess is we're going to see him do a podcast. My guess is we're going to see him be an analyst. He going to have to work to pay this off, right? He going to have to work to pay this off. Kanye got to drop new music. Kanye ain't dropped music in a long time. So Kanye got to drop more music. Kim knows she has to stay relevant. One of the things, guys, if you're going to get divorced, if both of y'all are headed on a downward trajectory, what y'all getting divorced for? I hope you ain't getting divorced to go to the club. What marriage does, guys, what marriage does is you realize that you got caught in a time warp. So let's talk about Tia Mowry, right? Or was Tia and her husband? They both
Hmm.
said they were going to separate. Then they both came back together. Why? Went out, probably had a couple relationships, probably got in the game, realized, man, what am I doing? And I'm out of touch now. Once you get married, guys, and this ain't a bad thing, but once you get married, that's where your time stops. So when you get divorced, you don't come. If I got married in 1995 and I get divorced in 2025, when I get divorced, I got 1995 thinking.
But at this point, too, for regular folks,
Mm-hmm,
if they getting divorced, 9 times out of 10, they got somebody else. 9 times out of 10,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
it's been somebody that's been waiting in the wings
Which
or
is the
what have
worst
you.
thing that can happen, guys.
And
Which is
then
the worst thing
so
that can happen.
yeah, they'll just end up
If
with
you
that
got
person.
somebody else, if you got somebody else, it ain't gonna last if you get divorced. See, because y'all don't know how to be together free. Y'all only
So
know how
they're
to be
sneaking
together
around.
sneaky.
They're sneaking around was so
It's
great, right? They're
sneaking.
sneaking around.
So you gonna leave this thing. You're gonna leave this thing with somebody you've been creeping with. Well, now y'all free, and everybody know this other person is the home wrecker. Now they don't want y'all to come around because they know the truth now. What you gonna do? You gonna lose this person. Well, now you out here in the wilderness and you don't know how to hunt. All you know how to do is creep. And the only reason you wanted them because you were trying to escape your prison,
Yeah.
right? Now, you were trying to escape your prison. That's why
But
y'all don't
people
know how to
intentions, they be trying to have it like that though. With their intentions,
run the
they
look. That's why they just need to stay married and keep doing what you do. You ain't good at being free. You good at creeping. You good at sneaking. That's what one of the things people got to understand, guys. Don't get divorced because you want to be with somebody else. Get divorced because your trajectory stopped being upward. Right. When we talk about what can we learn from this thing, Kanye, right? Kanye got to do his thing. Kim a billionaire now. Kim doing big things. Kanye was preventing her from going upward politically, right?
hmm
Look at Teyana Taylor. Teyana Taylor going upward. You can't have this stuff coming out about Iman Shumpert when she trying to get these deals, trying to go from, B list to A list and all this kind of stuff. And your husband at home doing that. Again, allegedly. I don't know what's going on. Same thing. Kim
Because we
can't be
don't know,
in
right? We really
if we
don't
don't
know,
know.
but we can
I mean,
only
y'all can get down in the comments and say it,
allegedly.
but Kim
Hmm.
can't be in a business meeting and Kanye out here crashing. You see what I'm saying? You're messing with their upward trajectory. Don't get divorced just so you can be with somebody else. Because when you get with that person, y'all don't know how to be free. Y'all only
They
know how to
make me
creep.
happy though. They make me happy.
Because they make you happy because you in prison.
Well, because it's a
But you
different
look,
mindset though. People with money, they ain't think about what makes me happy. At the end of the day, let
mm-hmm,
me leave.
I gotta make this money. I gotta keep
Yes.
making this money.
Mm-hmm. And then again, us regular folks, it is about for a lot of people the
Yes,
emotion tied up in it. So you can
yes.
learn to be more businesslike with your marriage or your
Yeah,
divorce.
yes. We sitting here and people thinking divorce makes you free. No, divorce makes you more angrier. Divorce don't fix nothing. The government just recognizes y'all as two separate entities now. Well, when those
We,
entities separate, are they going to continue to go upward? If they not
hmm
going to continue to go upward, why y'all doing it?
And then if you got to pay
What?
alimony, that's gonna be
Ooh, and
and
child
don't
support.
yeah, and child support, and then here you go again, getting married. Then bam,
Mhm.
3 years later,
Yeah,
okay, here you go again. Your little check ain't gonna be
we
nothing.
we talk about divorce. People who are divorced and get married a second time, the divorce rate is even higher. See, what happens is, guys, you got to start recognizing most marriages fail because the two individuals forgot about themselves. And you can't help nobody else if you're not a healthy you.
Yeah.
And that's what I think is happening, right? So at the end of the day, I don't have a problem with my spouse. Hopefully my spouse don't have a problem with me. All my problems are rooted in me. I got to fix me because if I
Hmm.
don't have any issues internally, I can't find no issues with her. And hopefully that's vice versa. But if you getting divorced just so you can be with somebody else, y'all ain't gonna be able to function because all y'all know is creeping.
Hmm.
And all y'all know is hating this person. Well, now that person officially out of the way. What y'all got to talk about? Nothing.
Yeah, it ain't no more fun.
Ain't no more fun, guys. And a
Hmm.
lot of us, y'all gotta understand, man, one of the scriptures in the Bible, we were born in sin and shaped in iniquity. We enjoy the excitement of being anti uh, politically correct. We follow the rules because we have to, but the excitement of being outside of those lines that we're supposed to stay in. Well, now what happens when you get divorced and you with this person? Where the fun at? Fun ain't there no more. The fun ain't there no more. And again, Rhonda just said something. Rhonda just said something that I thought was good when she started talking about alimony, and I popped in there and said child support. I want to share this one article though. I
Oh,
want to share
okay.
this one article because I want to talk about the kids. Because all of y'all gonna say, well, Rhonda ain't married, Jeff is married, but Jeff don't have no kids. That's why we talking to y'all like this. Do y'all know who we spend most of our time with? Married people and married people with kids, or divorced people and divorced people with kids. If I took out how much time I spend on my day, and what I mean by that, not them talking to me about it, but just how much harder they got to work. Do y'all realize how hard divorced people are working? How hard divorced people with kids are working? And when you realize how much life gets harder once you get divorced, everything changes. But let's bring in the kids, because some of y'all are like, man, look, I'm just staying for the kids, right?
Yeah,
I'm
that's
staying for the
always what they
kids,
say.
or I'm getting divorced, but I still want to be a good parent. I want you to share this article, Rhonda. Let me know if you can see it. And guys, this will be for all my Spotify, Amazon music listeners. This will be. Can you see that, Rhonda?
Hmm. Yes.
All right, cool. So, guys, we over here at Psychology Today, and Jenny Perkle, and I found this article. It's in 2022, so y'all know my rule. It has to be after COVID because we know a lot of relationships did not survive COVID, and we gotta understand that a lot of stuff happened when people didn't go to work and they were working remote and they were stuck with this person they were married to. All right, the impact of divorce on children. Why growing up in two homes is so hard, and what can help. And me and Ronnie got to go there, Ronnie, because I think I like what you're saying.
What's
Me
that?
and you in agree. Me and you in agreement on regular people.
Oh, yeah.
Because the podcast title is "What Can We Learn from These
Right.
People?" And these are celebrities, so we regular people. Ain't no
Hmm.
celebrities gonna tune into this podcast and learn from us. A
Not
lot of
yet.
regular people listen to this, right? You said key points. Ongoing conflict between parents after they split up is deeply unsettling for children. Except under extreme circumstances, children are much better off keeping regular, ongoing contact with both parents. Divorced parents should try to co-parent together in a constructive, cooperative, and respectful way. Nearly half of all married couples in the United States eventually get divorced, according to some estimates. Because it
Mm-hmm.
occurs so often, it's easy to forget just how difficult and traumatic divorce can be for the children.
Mm-hmm.
Research published by sociologist Lynn Strauss-Shine showed that even before marital breakup, children whose parents later divorced exhibit higher levels of anxiety, depression, and antisocial behavior than peers whose parents remain married. There's a further increase in anxiety and depression in children when parents do divorce. U.S.-based psychologist Charlene Wolchik and colleagues found that parental divorce is associated with significant risk for children and adolescents, including
Mm-hmm.
substance abuse and addictions, mental and physical health problems, and poor educational outcomes. Jumping around, let me know what you think about that first paragraph.
No, I mean, I agree with all of that. Um, it definitely makes sense. Like, it's no different. Like, you'll see a child's grades decline. Like, you'll just see
Yes.
different stuff happen. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like how we were talking on Steph and Aisha the other week. Like,
Yes.
if
Yes.
you're happy, your kids, that's what's going to make them feel safe and secure. If mommy and daddy know how to talk to each other, they actually like each other. They see them showing affection to the other one and things like that. Like, that's what makes kids feel not only secure, then they also feel
Mm-hmm.
validated and seen. And then your
Mm-hmm.
chances of anxiety or suffering and being diagnosed with anxiety would be pretty slim to none. You'll have anxious
Mm-hmm.
moments, but it won't be full blown anxiety. So, I mean, it makes a difference. But we know if we're in a healthy relationship, how we'll glow, as the women say, or men, walk a little with their chest
Mm-hmm.
stuck out, stuff like that. Like, it does make a difference when you're being not only loved properly, but loved on properly. It totally makes a
Girl, you
difference.
good freak. You freak. I'm gonna say this though. I'm gonna say this, guys. Your marriage is a movie, and you and your spouse are the main characters. Y'all
What is
got to
it?
keep
Lost?
this
Which
act up.
movie? Lost.
You got to keep. You got to keep this act up. If you got children, guys, and even if you don't have children, your marriage is a movie. You got to keep this act up. Look at what she's saying. Y'all already not getting along. Y'all don't like each other. But marriage is about who can put on the best act.
Yeah.
And you can never get tired of putting on this movie. And now, if you got children, you got to keep the act up because it's just like we read kids' fairy tales. They go to sleep. We give them peace and comfort by
Mm-hmm.
reading these fake things. So your marriage has to be fake. Your marriage has to be a movie. You got to keep this character up as
Mm-hmm.
long as these children are living. Okay? I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna come back into that, Rhonda. I just wanted to
Okay.
bring that out. And you said
Okay.
it. Traumatic loss of divorce. There is not always enough support or even acknowledgement of what a traumatic loss divorce can be for couples and their children. Whatever the reasons for the split, there are usually feelings of grief, sadness, anger, betrayal, guilt, and shame. Marital breakdown can leave both parents feeling devastated, and the stress can evoke primitive and powerful feelings of abandonment, isolation, and fear. This can lead to anxiety or depression. It's not easy to give your children what they need when you are highly vulnerable and emotionally fragile.
Mm-hmm.
Practically and logistically, things can be harder for you and your children when the marriage breaks down. Divorce often brings financial strain and social difficulty. Children can believe themselves to be the cause of their parents' divorce. Guilt and shame can make them feel worthless, anxious, and depressed. Every part of their lives, living arrangements, extramurals, decisions about schooling, and holidays can be fraught with conflict if the parents are not able to cooperate with one another. You might not like or trust your ex, especially early on in the separation and divorce process. It can feel deeply painful and upsetting, as well as to be separated from your children while they are in the care of the other parent, quite possibly your least favorite person under the circumstances. There may be realistic concerns sometimes related to the use of drugs and alcohol, the
Mm-hmm.
safety of children, and the care of your ex. Some parents even worry about different kinds of abuse when their children are with the other parent. But for the most part, children have to find a safe place for themselves in two separate homes. It is essential that they are helped to feel at home in both places. It can
Mm-hmm.
sometimes even be a relief after a divorce for children to be in an environment where it is peace and the absence of tension. Jump in there, right? Let me know what you think.
again, I agree with this. It just makes sense. Um, we don't function well. Well, some people may, but majority of people
Mm-hmm.
don't function well when they're under a lot of stress. So then you take these
Mm-hmm.
kids who their brains are still developing, they still trying to figure out who they are, but yet mom and daddy uh don't love us because they're getting divorced or or whatever the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to pay attention to all of that. You got to pay attention to all of that, and I just don't think for regular folks that they could put all those that energy into their kids
Mm-hmm.
when they not happy. How do you do that? How do you pour into
And,
somebody when you're already depleted? How do you do that?
and, here, and here y'all go. Look at what she said, guys. Look at what the psychologist said. If alcohol or drugs are involved, y'all definitely don't need to get divorced.
As I sip
Because
on
when
this.
you get divorced, you just gonna marry that bottle. You gonna marry that drug. See, one of the things that's happening, guys, y'all know I'm in the bar business. I tell y'all this. I watch people who come in and try to supplement what's happening in their life with alcohol and try to come back and feel comfortable in this environment and need alcohol to feel comfortable. I ain't knocking them. I'm just saying you didn't get divorced to become a drunk. You didn't
Mm-hmm.
get married to become a drunk. You didn't get
Mm-hmm.
divorced to become an addict. You didn't get married to become an addict. But what's happening, guys, your kids are seeing this. And the kids, if your kid is walking up to you when you and your significant other, your spouse, are in the middle of a fight and they say, I'm sorry, mama,
Mm-hmm.
right? You got a problem. Or I'm sorry, daddy. Because now all of a sudden, why are your kids saying that to you?
Mm-hmm.
Right? At the end of the day, that's what this lady is talking about. The kid is saying it must be my fault. And
Right.
one of the things that
Absolutely.
happen, especially when it's a kid that you try to fix the relationship with, because now that kid gonna really feel the brunt of what's going on. So the reason I'm saying this to you guys is substance abuse always comes out. So if y'all gonna get divorced, y'all need to make a pact. We gonna stop drinking.
Mm-hmm.
We ain't doing none of this stuff,
See
right?
how
We
that
ain't doing none
goes.
of this stuff,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right? Because if now I need substances to tolerate anybody in my life, you got a problem. And see, when
Absolutely.
you start abusing it, if somebody says to me, Jeff, I need you to stop drinking for 30 days. Okay, I can stop drinking for 30 days. I don't drink because I'm
Yeah.
supplementing something that's not in my life,
Oh, okay.
right? I don't. I don't drink because I
I'm
got
just playing.
I got to avoid it. I drink because I got to avoid in my life. This is the beauty of being in the bar business. If I'm drinking, I'm trying to figure out, hey, is it a cocktail we can put in our places or whatever, right? It's just like, okay, let me
Mm-hmm.
see what they're doing, right? I got to see what they offer, especially if you pack and I ain't,
Right.
right? So
Right.
there's a lot of business component. There's a lot of business component to it. And here's the deal, guys. If you're getting divorced and don't have something you're going to do business wise, Rhonda said it earlier. If you're trying to divorce so you can be happy, divorce going to make you even more worse off. Because divorce does not create happiness. Divorce creates a bigger wound. Yeah.
No, I
Parents
think
at
if
war.
if if
Sorry,
if
go ahead.
there's physical abuse, you need to get your tail up out of there. I don't care who it is.
No,
Um, but like
look,
in
guys,
a
we ain't talking
typical
about that.
marriage, or
We
if
ain't talking
there's
about that.
any
Yeah.
type of abuse, but yeah, but like with this right here, if you're not talking about, well, the title of it is the impact of divorce on children.
Yeah.
That will that's why you have certain people roaming around in adult bodies with child minds,
Mm-hmm.
because parents either choose to go head on in divorce, or they stay and they see all the crap that goes along with it. So either way, it's like you damn if you do, damn if you don't.
And let's be honest, Rhonda, I thought this child was going to be a blessing and I hate it. All I'm doing is cleaning up after it, staying in the pickup line, spending all my money, right? That's why I give you an iPad and tell you don't bother me.
But society try to
See,
validate you. Like they
yeah,
validate you by having kids.
yes,
And it's
yeah.
like,
Why do I want somebody at the table with me with headphones and an iPad on,
that's all they
claiming I
gonna
got a
do.
blessing,
Mm-hmm.
right? Claiming I got a blessing. Need to give them a coloring. Need to give them a piece of paper to color on so that they don't bother the meal.
And can't
Like,
lift a
guys,
finger. They get served
I can't
daily.
live.
They get
Yeah,
served daily.
who you fooling trying to tell me this a blessing, right? Kids were not made to be raised by the couple that had them. Kids were made to be raised by a staff of professionals. That's why you send them to school and you don't teach them. That's another story for another day. Let's get to parents at war. When their mother and father are in enemy camps, the child has to try to figure out who is right, who is wrong, who is good, and who is bad. If a mother believes, for example, that the ex-husband is dangerous or evil, a child might feel unsafe and mistrustful of the father. The children might reject the father to keep himself and his mother psychologically
Mm-hmm.
safe. It can
Mm-hmm.
be hard for a child to love and trust a parent who is hated by the other. Kate Straff, author of Divorce and Parenting Wars, writes that the legal system often brings a highly adversarial tone to divorce. Unless your circumstances are such that you can't avoid it, try not to enter into a win-lose battle with the ex. Basically, guys, why are y'all going to court? Figure it out, sign off on it without going to court. Children are almost always victims in this conflict. They can feel torn apart when their parents
Mm-hmm.
cannot manage a civil, amicable relationship, respectful dissolution of the marriage. Canadian psychologist Arthur Lenoff explains in his book, The Good Divorce, why divorce is so difficult for children and what parents and therapists can do to help them. Preserving the child's treasured mental image of herself with two biological parents is vital, according to Lenoff, because the mental image forms the basis of the child's identity. An important message for parents after marital breakdown is to try to preserve as much as possible the ongoing relationship with your ex, who will always, for better and for worse, be your children's other parent. For the
Mm-hmm.
sake of your children, try to co-parent together in a constructive, cooperative way. Rhonda, I got to jump in here first.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all want to get divorced? Go ahead, but stay together. Stay together,
You mean stay
right?
in the same
What
house?
happened? Stay in the same house.
Mm.
More than likely, you done bought a house with multiple rooms anyway,
So he ain't
right?
gonna
Like, at
snap
the end of the day,
when I bring another in the
no,
house.
no, 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 no. You do all that. You do all that stuff at another place.
What?
We ain't college roommates, but you do that at another place
But we
because your
divorced.
children are the priority. But your children are the priority. You can't let the child see another person coming in there.
How come you can't?
See, because again,
We talking about regular
let me
folks.
tell you this. Let me tell you this. How many people call their kid? Hey, let me talk to my kid so I can say goodnight. Oh, who over there? Right? Who over there? Because y'all hear what y'all got to understand. When the child meet the other person, the child gonna like the other person, especially the younger they are. Because all the child wants is attention. All the child wants is attention. But here's
Mm-hmm.
what I'm trying to tell you, right? Look at what you're saying. What they saying is don't go through the court system. Look, y'all got to go deeper into this thing. Y'all, okay, we divorced. We gonna sign off on it, but we gonna stay together. We ain't got to try to stress and pay this house off.
Yeah.
We gonna be in separate rooms. We gonna raise these kids. But if we gonna get with somebody else, all that stuff has to take place off site until these kids become 18.
Mm-hmm.
Jump in there,
I
Ronnie. Let me know what
mean,
you think about
in an ideal world, that would be great if they could make it to do all of that. I just think when emotions are involved and running high and stuff, I just think that's the last thing parents are thinking about is the true well-being of their kids, no matter
it.
how old they are.
Absolutely.
Like
But what did
just
the article say though? But Ronnie, what did the article say? Don't go through the court. The courts make it worse. When I read this article, I said I got to bring it on the podcast.
mm,
The court make it worse. Do not go through the courts if you got children. It's gonna make it worse. Y'all work out a deal. Get past that emotion. Now if y'all can
that's
afford
what
to
I'm
live in
saying. Most
separate
people are not
houses,
going to do that. I think most people aren't going to
the
do
you
that.
can afford. If you can't afford to live in separate houses, you might want to hold off on your divorce. And again, we ain't talking. Look, if there's extenuating circumstances, I can't say on YouTube. I get that. But if y'all just hate each other right now, emotion is fleeting, man. Emotion is fleeting. And sometimes if I can go talk to some people who gonna tell us to look at this objectively, because the only piece of people who win in the divorce, guys, is the lawyers,
Oh yeah.
right? That's the only people who win. Now you are gonna be even more mad at this kid if you paying child support on this kid. Because not only do you have to pay child support, you got to pay other stuff when they with you. Right? So now I'm paying child support. And when you come stay with me, I got to pay on top of that? Come on now. Who gonna be fine with that? Same
Yeah.
thing with alimony, right? Same thing with alimony. And so I'm just saying, Rhonda, that for me, what that article showed me is why can't I have a conversation about, okay, this is what we're going to do while we got kids. Now, if y'all single, shoot, go ahead and do your thing. But if you got, I mean, if you're not single, if you don't have kids, go ahead and do your thing. I get it. But if you got kids, y'all may as well stay in the same house till these kids finish. Do your thing outside of here. Because the person you with gonna know you got kids and ex-husband or
But
ex-wife.
but you got the outside your people, your outsiders. Like, what you still doing in that house? What it's
Look,
that's
Ronnie,
what I'm
let me tell
saying. The
you.
societal pressures are real for regular folks.
The societal pressure is real, but here's what I'm saying. Anybody who gonna be with me gotta understand I got this ex-husband or ex-wife and kids. So you're gonna have to deal with them either way. So at the end of the day, we not bringing that into the new relationship. You ain't coming to this house because we still live together because it makes financial and logical sense for
Hmm.
us to not harm our kids. We might hate each other. But we gonna preserve what these kids see. Remember, guys, what I said, and this is my takeaway: your marriage is a movie. You the main characters, right? And these kids are falling in love or hating the
Mm-hmm.
character.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it comes down to. So I got the look, the person I'm going, and if you can't have this stuff in the comfort of your house, what is that relationship going? How is that relationship going to be fulfilling now? Right? Because if a person going to be fighting with you and trying to come over to your house, some people come to your life just to cause disruption.
Well, yeah,
Right?
of
So
course.
here's the so here's the deal. We just ain't bringing it into the house with the kids. As far as the kids know, we still together. I'm coming to every game. I'm coming to every game. I'm picking you up. We in the same house. We gonna put y'all to bed. If it means we go to a different room, that's fine. But they didn't see it. See what I'm saying? Now, as they get older, you
Yes.
might change some things. But
Yes.
we got to protect these kids' mental. But a lot of these kids getting put on antidepressants, getting put on all these drugs. Now they can't function when they get out. They can't function when they get out. Rhonda, what's your takeaway from tonight?
Listen, people may want their kids to be zombies and all this kind of stuff, but I think what we can learn from these two ladies in their situations tonight is to get in your bag and always have something to do. So no matter
Mm-hmm.
what happens, whether you're taken care of or not, because either Shumpert or whatever his last name is, either he was
Iman
made to
Shumpert,
do
yep.
it, either he was made to do it, or he gave it freely based on the circumstances he was in. Right?
Mm-hmm.
We already know. You already said that the West has had a prenup, so theirs was already decided for them. But they also knew
And
that they
Shumpert may
had
have had it too.
offspring.
Yeah.
So what now?
Shumpert may have had it too. I don't know.
Oh yeah,
But
I
go
don't
ahead.
know, but they had offspring, which adds another layer to it, right? Because this is
Mm-hmm.
another. And let's be real, to be in that position, you could say you're looking out for your kids, but you really not because
You're not.
you're not.
You're not. You're
It
not.
sounds good, but you're not. So
Yeah.
again, don't get married unless they super rich.
And don't get
That's
divorced
my
unless
takeaway.
you're trying to get.
Oh,
And they
that
got
part.
just. And I'm glad
That
Brandon
part.
said,
It was about divorce.
"Where's are you looking to go to an upward trajectory, or are you looking to be happy? If you looking to be happy, stay where you are. If you got upward trajectory business wise, and this
Mm-hmm.
person is holding you up from logical growth, not this emotional stuff. I want to be happy and my mental health and all this kind of stuff. Forget all that. If
Mental health
you're on an
matters.
upward trajectory, if you're on an upward trajectory, go ahead because y'all gonna have a business discussion. But if
Mm.
y'all just trying to deal emotionally, this is the worst decision that you've made since you decided to get married. And let's not even talk about kids. And again, this is your movie. Are the kids buying tickets or are the kids trying to escape? And if you get divorced, that process leading up to the divorce is going to be traumatic for these kids. So at the end of the day, guys, just like marriage is a business, divorce is a business. Am I getting into marriage because it gives me an upward trajectory? Am I getting divorced because it's giving me an upward trajectory? Am I getting married because I'm emotional? Am I getting divorced because I'm emotional? And at the end of the day, guys, if it's emotional, you may as well just stay where you are and wait it out because emotions come and emotions go.
But they
Logic
ruin
gonna
a lot of
always win
things.
the day. Well, they run a lot of things. That's true. And y'all know what it is, man. It's Smoke Something, Drink Something podcast. I'm the real cigar. Jeff, y'all do me a favor, man. Look down in the description. Support the channel. Get the merch. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Is Jeff crazy and Rhonda crazy, or we own to something, man? Get down in the comments, man. Share this with a family member, friend, or couple that's going through the process or considering the process, man. We just here for entertainment purposes only. Sometimes you need a little getaway from your situation and really step back and see, do I
Mm.
really want to make such a detrimental decision that can change everything about my trajectory, whatever I decide, man? I look, appreciate Rhonda coming on. Let them know where they can find you on the socials, Rhonda.
On Instagram at RMBLNBT.
Man, we got to go in here, get ready. Carolina about to play. And man, until next time, we gonna holler. If I can find mine,
Come on now.
we gonna holler.
Okay.
Pop it, smoke it, drink it down.
That
Your boy
transfusion hit
said
me.
got you around. Feel the vibe, we're set to roll. Let's press play, let's lose control. Sip a drink and smoke will swirl. Join the convo around the world. Relationships we dissect slow. Current events, we let them flow.